Cool evening tonight, and then for Keely, probably it's not the first time she has Odira and the woman behind her, Noe of Botswana, are two new names, but they were running against Keely in those two races that we saw on the circuit before coming here to these championships, so they're not completely unfamiliar. So we're just heading to full lane lineups now. So from the outside, we're going to see Gayanova in lane 9. Sneaked through in the very late surge in her heat. Very different, you look at the people who are going out, same with the men. So Abby Caldwell knows that Jess Hull is sitting on that bench with a new Australian record. So Keely with Bourgoin, watch out for Bourgoin. She had a hard run against Mary Moore in the heats. Will she regret that? Will Keely make this a bit more of a stretch out and have the others chasing her? British fans hoping so. As I mentioned, Oratili Noe is going to be a bit of a danger. Maseli, also of Ethiopia. Strong runner, good 1500-meter background as well, 3:57 at that distance. Not sure we'll see too much more from Trapeau, both her and Wielgosz. Wielgosz, again, was another who finished pretty quickly. She can't do that, just sneaked in. And then right on the inside, Sarah Mora, no relation to Mary, but there she is watching with Nakai, a former world champion. So Herta Klecker and Jess Hull sitting in those seats at the moment. You're going to have to go pretty swift. Follow Keely if you want to get into the final. Well, Keely has set off with a little bit of intent. Abby Caldwell started pretty quickly as well. Young Mora on the inside with a heavy strapping, the Kenyan in lane 1. So who's going to come across and lead? They'll all be watching for what Keely wants to do. Abby Caldwell easing her way across, but doesn't look too keen to completely take it on. And as she checks back a little bit, the invitation is there for Keely, but she doesn't really want to take it, but she has done now.
She wasn't really sure, taking her time. She always does, as we said, go across very, very slowly into the curb, and Noe was trying to hold her off for a little bit and then just decided, okay, I'm going to let you come through and I'm going to sit in that position behind.
Bourgoin on the outside. Gayanova's taking it inside track here, so Caldwell's sitting on the shoulder. I think that's where I would like to be, following Keely Hodgkinson. Gayanova there. So it's not that quick, 58 flat. It's nice and steady, and Keely can easily wind it up from here. Noe is in 5th place at the moment, and now trying to get involved is Mora.
And Bourgoin does look as though she's still got a little bit left, perhaps a little bit more than Abby Caldwell at this point. Here comes Sarah Mora, though.
Keely just runs on the wide of her lane, just make sure anyone coming wide has to go wide, and not enough room for anyone to sneak through on the inside. And then as you hit the curb, you get closer to the curb. So Bourgoin on her shoulder. Noe is closer now than she has been. Mora trying to get involved, but it's Keely Hodgkinson, as expected, just nicely controlling this. Bourgoin looks comfortable, but here comes the youngsters chasing hard. Noe's maybe not quite got the legs here, but on the outside, Mora has. So Keely Hodgkinson is going to take the win here, but Mora might even just pip her on the line. And she does. Don't worry, folks, that's fine. So nicely done. Controlled from the front by Keely. It's always hard work in the semis. You know, you always have a scenario where half of your brain is telling you, I don't really want to be here, just can we line up for the final? It means that Jess Hull will go through. Mora with a new personal best, running very smartly, I thought, in 2nd place. And it will mean the others, sadly, given how fast that second one was, not quite good enough.
Yeah, so Sarah Mora did leave it late, but she had a lot left, and I think that was a very composed move from a 19-year-old to come up alongside the Olympic champion, look across and say, I've got you there. And that does mean 3.
Uh-oh. Sorry, Paul, I interrupt. Just that heavy strapping she had, as she just extended too much there.
Maybe. I mean, she She looks fine there. She looks as though she's running fine to the line. And at this point, no, she's so close to the line, she needs to keep going. She didn't need to push to outdip Keely on the line. Even as she eases down, there's not much sign on her face there. She looks relaxed.
Yeah, but they were going to put her in a wheelchair. Just was watching there. She's being helped off. She's limping off. Is being helped away from the track, we can see down there. So whether or not something cramped up afterwards, Herta Klecker and Jess Hull through. Jess can hardly believe it. To be fair, she had a jog in the heats, didn't she? So Mora, sadly, being helped off there. I could be cramped, but you know, unusual to see somebody run so smoothly through the line, and then if it is an injury, so that's suddenly to happen afterwards. Okay, well, let's just check all of that. Odira with the fastest time of the qualifiers. Certainly the young Kenyans have stepped up. Sarah Morrow with the personal best there. Audrey Verro going through as expected, but others who we thought might be in it are not going to be there. But most important thing is that the two British women are.